Thomas was sitting at the station, feeling depressed. He had to stop pulling freight cars because the constable labeled him as a lawbreaker.
It's not fair, said Thomas sadly. I can't go around wearing cow catchers. I've never had an accident once. Why should I wear something because I'm an uptight constable?
Annie and Clarabelle tried to comfort him as best as they could. It was then they heard the sound of a bell. This had caught their attention, as they then see Toby, the new tram engine, puffing next to Thomas with a line of freight cars. "Hello, my name is Toby. You must be Thomas." Thomas noticed the cow catchers and the side plates and began to feel defensive. "I am, and this is my line. Don't go thinking you can run it just because of that uptight constable." Toby only chuckled. "I'm not here to replace you," he replied calmly. "I'm here just to keep the constable happy." "Humph!" erupted Thomas, as the whistle blew and he chuffed away. Toby didn't mind. He knew Thomas just felt defensive about his branch line. As time went on, Toby kept running the line smoothly, pulling the trucks better than Thomas ever did, which only made Thomas get more and more jealous. The trucks behaved well, and Toby always made his stops right on time. One day, Toby was pulling another line of freight cars. He was humming happily as he began to approach their level crossing. The constable was asleep when Toby rang his bell. The constable awoke with a fright as Toby passed by. "Oi, you!" he called out. But Toby hadn't heard and kept chuffing away. Thomas was waiting at the station when Toby had arrived. They were fixing to leave when shortly after there was the sound of another bell. It was the constable, riding on his bike and arriving at the station. He went to Toby, red in the face. You can't go disturbing the peace with all that racket. I was having a nice sleep until you scared me." Before Toby could respond, another voice spoke up. "Disturbing the peace?" beckoned the familiar voice. Approaching the officer then was none other than Sir Topham Hatt. "I'm not the greatest with rules, officer," he began. "But I know one thing for certain. Engines are to blow their whistle, or in this case, ring their bell, whenever they approach any level crossings. I assure you that these engines make sure they run the line safely. Next time I catch you making such ridiculous claims, I will make sure to notify your proper higher-ups. Do I make myself clear?" The constable nodded and quickly got out of sight. Thomas began to laugh. "That was great," replied Thomas proudly. "I never thought I'd see the day that stuck-up would get what's coming to him. I'm sorry for being so rude to you." Toby smiled. "That's all right," he replied kindly. "I hope now we can work together well on your branch line." Thomas couldn't help but agree. And from that point on, the tank engine and the tram engine were now good friends.